Working on This Is What I Mean was just great fun and really relaxed. We got to work in a bunch of amazing studios like OC Island and Metropolis and Rack, Abbey Road. But we did the majority of the album in Studio 13 in West London. And we really had the luxury of time, which is so rare in music nowadays. The studio was like a total safe space where we could come and talk about life and listen to music and play card games. And we were just able to be really free and create anything and be as expressive as possible. We would chuck musical ideas around all the time, and that allowed for an album that came out being so personal and so raw, as well as musically interesting and a total diversion from Stormzy's past material. But I think without all of that freedom, you don't really allow an artist to explore some places that they've never been to. And I think that was really important to the process and allowed us all to really bond and become comfortable in each other's presence and take some risks, which doesn't happen quite as much as it should in music today. The best memories I have from making the record are from a writing camp we held in OC Island, which is a small island in Essex, just in the southeast of the UK. And we were there for about a month, and you can't get off this island unless the tide is out. So there's no shops or anything, and you're just totally immersed in creating without any sorts of distractions. We had Progression and P2J, Jacob Collier, Debbie, Tendai, KZ, Owen Cuts, so many amazing musicians and producers, and they're all just kind of running around this big house, and we'd set up a bunch of writing rooms in the bedrooms and the living room, and we had this one main SSL studio in one part of the house, and we were kind of working without any planning or structuring of who's working with who. It was a total free-for-all, and that's where the majority of the album was created. I think everything apart from one song was written in this one big house. So you'd have Tendai and Dion upstairs starting to lay down the chords for Need You, and Jacob Collier's off in one room stacking the vocals that would turn into This Is What I Mean. P2J would take that off to his setup and put some drums and bass down, and then everyone would kind of meet back in the main studio and listen through to everything. And through conversations with Stormzy, everyone would kind of get an idea and they'd go off and work on it some more. And it was a total madness, to be honest. We'd all meet in the evening and have dinner, and we'd go out and play a game of football and ride our bikes around the island. There's like donkeys and chickens and peacocks roaming about. It was just a real escape from reality, and just allowed everybody to completely connect and work towards, Stormzy's single vision. And it just felt really personal, and I think you can hear a lot of that throughout the entire album. My favourite track on the album's got to be Hide and Seek. I think the way that track came about was just so special, and there's some great footage of this online where we finished our first morning prayer on the first day of the writing camp, and Progression started playing these chords, and they sounded great, so we hit record, and Knox Brown started putting some drums on top, and Storms was writing some melodies over it, and we kind of put it to bed for a couple of days, but we pulled it back up, and Owen Cuts started putting this sort of vocal tag on it, and Storms was writing his hook, and then we pitched the whole thing up, and he wrote his verses, and we got those down. And after that, we had Ayana come in and puts these amazing vocals in the first verse and in the background of the chorus, and Tenny sent over these beautiful melodies, and then we had Oxlade send over some vocals for it as well. And I got the chance to jump on as vocal producer and really weave all these amazing vocal textures into this amazing instrumental, and just work out how it would all fit together and match the feeling of what Storms is saying in those two verses. And I think the song really shines on the album. I think as a pop song, it works amazingly, and I'm so proud of how it sounds and how it sits in the context of the entire record as well. It was such an honour to be involved in This Is What I Mean, and it's easily the thing I'm most proud of to date in my music career. For Storms to open up his world to myself and so many amazing musicians and producers, and for him to lead the way and just allow us to create so freely around him, was just such an exciting experience. I think it's really formative for the UK music scene to see, an artist at the top of the game create something so free and unexpected. Will just really open doors for a lot of other UK artists to create, more explorative art and take a few more risks. It's just something that really pushes the boundaries of music and genre. And to be involved in a moment like that can be totally career defining. And especially for myself as a young engineer, it's just, I couldn't be prouder of every single note and every single sound on that record. And it will just be really special to me for the rest of my life.